What is your high school crush doing now? I think she is climbing mountains and traveling the world, or at least some of the world. Meanwhile, I haven't left the safety of my house in 8 months. So I guess you can say we are both happy. I went home for a weekend about 3 weeks ago. I've been away for 20 years, with visits maybe once every 2 years. I'm married, 2 kids, good life. From what I know about her, she's married, 1 kid and is a teacher. I was shopping at the local grocery store and I saw her. I was flabbergasted. She looked the same as in HS. I however have gained 70 pounds, went bald and have a thick luscious beard. I got nervous. We were amazing friends from the time we were 5 until I left for school at 19. We did a lot of stuff together. I missed an opportunity to say hi in an aisle, I was too nervous. We ended up checking out at separate lanes at the same time. I'm sure I was staring at her. She walked by on her way out and I chickened out again. She loaded her bags in her SUV and I loaded mine. I started my truck and drove over to her and rolled down the window and said, "Holly?" She said, "Nope, I'm Robin Whoops." Hess married to his high school girlfriend. When I was a sophomore he was a senior and I wrote him a note and asked him out to get coffee. He was so polite about turning me down. Todd. You beautiful man. If you're reading this, hi and thanks for not crushing a 16-year-old to pieces. Edit for everyone asking. He told me he was very flattered I had asked him on a date and politely declined because he was in love with his girlfriend, now wife. He was cordial and honest. After that he would wave to me in the hallway when we passed each other. Everyone should be nice like Todd. Watching TV in our room. We reconnected almost 20 years after high school. I'm planning on proposing next month. I was actually thinking about her the other week. She graduated and never got on social media, so I never was able to befriend her on Facebook. None of my friends even remembers her. I describe what she looked like and everything, so I'm thinking she never existed and I'm just crazy. She's married to a guy in the MLB. Before me she dated another guy who made it to the NBA. I'm decent at beer pong and throwing a frisbee though. She actually published a book last year, finished an MBA, and works in banking outside of that. I assume she's doing pretty well. I'm fairly happy for her, though she kind of spiraled into I'm very insecure about my life, so I'm going to talk down to you about everything period. I haven't talked to her in any meaningful capacity in a couple of years now, though I hope she's going pretty good. She's working for Nickelodeon on that Pinky Malinky thing. She is a therapist and happily married. I have too. I haven't kept up with them, but this question inspired me to look them up on Facebook. One of them is studying political science at Yale and will be starting law school in the fall. The other one hasn't posted anything on Facebook in years, but his profile picture is a photo of him drinking Jack straight out of the bottle. Recently found out I was the high school crush of my high school crush. Oh, the chances we don't take. Prison. I did, however, hook up with him before prison. His dad developed Huntington's and his mom left the family as a result of the strain. Last I heard, he had moved back home to help take care of his dad. He has siblings and I don't know if he or anyone else chose to get tested. She was an exchange student who I was absolutely over the moon for. We had a few dates and I think she was fairly sweet on me. But didn't want to get too involved with someone who would soon be on the other side of the world from her, and I think a little bit of cultural stigma at play as well. Now she's a professional athlete of some note. I think she competes with her national team. Naturally I still have vague notions of us getting back together someday. I'm not sure, but I know he did get a teaching degree, so hopefully he got a good job and is enlightening kids somewhere. I actually went to the same college that he did, and just before he graduated I simply sat down with him and confessed that he had been my crush back in high school. He turned bright red and said he was surprised he was anyone's crush. He was caught up in sports and extra classes and didn't date much. He thanked me and gave me a hug, and somewhere in my head my 16-year-old self shrieked with glee. She met someone like a decade ago and they've been married for many years now. He's a good dude and I'm happy for her. They're both good people. She's married, 2 kids. I think she's a stay-at-home mom, but I'm not 100% on that. We were best friends from like age 8, lived down the street from each other our whole lives. After HS we fell out of touch, and although I've thought about her from time to time, I never looked her up. About a year ago her mom added me on FB, so I did a little light stalking, saw she was married with kids and left well enough alone. I'm happy for her. She's spiraling out of control due to severe mental health issues. She refuses treatment and shits on any attempt from anyone to give her advice on how to cope with it. She's afraid of treatment but can't seem to do anything about it on her own. Ironically, she's in school to become a psychologist. He is a high school financial literacy teacher at my daughter's high school. True story, when I was a freshman, he was a senior. He spread word around that he liked me and wanted to hang out. We got to know each other. He asked me to homecoming. I was so excited. We go to homecoming with another couple and this dickwad ditches me at the dance for the girl from the other couple. WHO went with us. It was a setup. The guy was too scared to ask me out, so he had dickwad do it and they set this whole thing up. 2013 or so, dickwad finds me on Facebook. Sends a friend request. I accept thinking, man, fuck this motherfucking piece of shit. But I wonder what he is up to? A few weeks later, dickwad and another dude we went to school with asked me out for coffee to catch up. The MLM pitch. They didn't want to catch up. They wanted to pitch me their Orwin Woodward cult couples financial freedom pyramid scheme. I was so fucking mad. He got me again. Imagine my surprise when I learned that this piece of human excrement is a fucking financial literacy teacher and his class is required to graduate. I've seen the guy in passing at parent-teacher conferences and holy shit, he is visually massively uncomfortable. I know he knows who I am and he knows what a piece of shit I think he is and that he is a pyramid scheme shill. I cannot wait until parent-teacher conferences in fall of 2020. Like I am counting down. I want him to have to sit across from me in a professional setting and explain his curriculum to me, and I have questions for him about his teachings. I just googled her. Yeah, she's still hot. Got back together with him after 38 years apart. We had 8 wonderful years before he died of cancer. He's been gone 3 years now and the loss is still fresh. But I am so glad we had those 8 years. Heroin. He stopped smoking weed all day, became a graphic designer in a decent firm and got engaged with an amazing woman. We're all great friends now. Divorced after cheating on his ex-wife and trying to wiggle his way into my life. No thanks. She has her curtains closed so I can't look in. She's a CrossFit bodybuilder now. I am struggling to go to the gym once a week. Hopefully signing the LPOA to transfer the title on my car we own together. Blonde, married a Hispanic guy, has with 3 kids, happy. I'm a Hispanic guy married a blonde but no kids, yet and also happy. Guess we were each other's type but didn't click. My high school crush is my late husband. That was really hard to type yet therapeutic. She's sleeping with horny boys. I have 2. One is happily married to her wife and serving the military. The other is in the FBI. I think I have a type. I'm just here hoping to find out I was someone's high school crush. Married, expecting her second kid. Safe to say she did better with romance than I did. He's living with his boyfriend on the coast of California. No, I didn't know he was gay. These days, she spends most of her time in her grave. She came out as a lesbian and started dating my best friend. I have since come out as gay, so we're all just friends now. Sadly, she passed away years ago. He's on a snowboard trip with our 11-year-old daughter. Married to me. And right now she is mad at me for spending too much time on Reddit. 5 kids from 5 different guys. She's married but we recently met up a couple years ago, which was 9 years after graduation, and we slept together. It brought some insane feelings back. I think it did for her too. Several months after that she told me she was getting married in an almost apologetic email. I wasn't sure what I was supposed to say, so I congratulated her and told her I was happy for her. She's the one that got away twice. She sent me a Facebook message recently when I updated my relationship status with my current girlfriend saying she's liked me since high school. We're 25 now, I haven't lived in my hometown in 3 years and I'm in a very happy relationship now. Maybe you should have told me this when I was really into you and we went to school together. But what do I know? The one from the first half of HS is an actress in NYC and engaged to a British guy. The one from the latter half is an actress in Chicago, is British herself and is dating some guy with one eye who likes to surf Reddit. We reconnected after college and pulled the whole rom-com "I had a huge crush on you, I didn't know you had one on me too" thing. We've been officially together for almost 3 years now and she's the best thing in my life. He's married, had 2 fabulous kids, Him and his wife own a ranch where it looks gorgeous. I'm divorced, unemployed, trying to restart my life in my mid-40s and it's hard. Edit. Holy crap, RIP inbox. Indeed, thanks for the gold, kind stranger. So, for those who are all he might be miserable. You never know, I actually keep in good touch with him. And can confirm he is happy. I'm not bitter. Well, I sometimes have waves of bitterness, but not at him, just at life in general, and I am holding myself together. Thank you for all the kind thoughts. I think he's married to his high school sweetheart, meanwhile I just choked on a Dorito. Married to me. 10 years after HS we found each other again and had babies and stuff. Real life teen girl fantasy right here. But he leaves his socks in the floor like any other dude. Been together for 14 years. We're old. In a long-term relationship with her girlfriend. I'm a guy. And no, she isn't remotely bi. We're still on good terms. She was lying to herself more than she was lying to me. I'll never forget what it was like when I got my second girlfriend and thought, oh. So this is what making out feels like when your girlfriend is actually attracted to you. This is great. My first girlfriend is currently working a job that allows her to cut up corpses for minimum wage. It's a work-study job for our university and many other options were available. I work at work-study job, I shelve books in the library, she's a fun girl.